Here's a GRE arithmetic question. Let's take a look. A flower shop sells roses, tulips, and gerberas, and nothing else. The ratio of roses to tulips is 4:3, and the ratio of tulips to gerberas is 7:1. Which of the following could be the total number of flowers in the shop? All right, so we have two ratios here. We have the roses to tulips ratio. I'm going to write that as R to T, and that ratio is 4:3. And then, of course, we have the tulips to gerbera ratio, which is 7:1. And it'll become clearer why I'm writing it this way in just a second. The common item to both ratios here is tulips, right? Tulips is in both ratios. So what we want to do in this case is try to combine these two ratios into one super ratio with three items. How can we do that? Well, it's not a fair comparison to say like 4:3:1 or 4:7:1. So what we have to do is basically equalize the tulip part of both ratios. How do we do that? Well, common denominator, same idea as what we do with fractions. So what number can I get both of these numbers to? Immediately I look at this and I say, how about 21? So I'm going to multiply the first ratio by 7 on both sides. So now the new ratio of roses to tulips is going to be 28 to 21, right? I just multiplied both sides of the ratio by the same number. I'm allowed to do that. And then the new ratio for tulips to gerberas is going to be 3 on both sides. So now it's 21 to 3. And what I can do here now that both of these have been equalized, or the tulips have been equalized, is write this, as I said, a super ratio. The ratio of roses to tulips to gerberas is going to be 28 to 21 to 3. There it is, but we're not done. It's asking what could be the total number of flowers in the shop. And you might say like, well, it could be anything, really. Well, no, it can't, because you can't sell, 21 and a half roses or something like that. We have to have complete items. So let's pretend, just for the sake of argument, that this were there were 28 roses and 21 tulips and 3 gerberas. That's it. How many total flowers would we have in the shop? Well, 21 plus 28 is 49, plus 3 is 52, right? What if I had 2 of each? Well, then it would be 56 to 42 to 6, and then it would be 104. The point is that whatever number of tulips, whatever number of whole flowers I have in the shop has to be a multiple of 52, because I can keep scaling this up. So I can just go down the list. Is 15 a multiple of 52? No. Is 51? No. Is 500? No. You can use your calculator to double check, but no. Is 1020? Not quite. This one is. 2080 divided by 52 is a whole number, and that tells us that this is the only possible answer. For more GRE tips and tricks, or to sign up for my online course, follow the link on my profile.